Welcome to the Boston's Big Four podcast. Cast. New news about music and sports every week, sometimes.
Welcome back. Boston's Big Podcast, episode 67, featuring the one, the only, Superstah Snuk.
What up?
What's going on? Fresh off the album release.
Yes. No release party, unfortunately, but a release at least.
Yes.
We'll
No virtual release party.
Nah, I thought about it. People tell me to do it, but I was cool with it.
Well,
that would be tough to do.
Yeah, I'm not fucking Jay-Z, dog. I mean,
I know.
If I was gonna have fucking 100,000 viewers and shit, I would do that shit. But
Right.
I'm not gonna look corny on there. I seen celebrity ass dudes, and I click on their shit, and there's like fucking like 90 people watching. Like, how you think I'm gonna look on there?
Yeah.
Corny.
I feel you. The
Thank you for pronouncing my name right, by the way.
Oh, I had to pronounce it. I got made fun of by Jarvis Green for saying potty, and
yeah. I seen the clip. I seen the clip when you had him on.
Yeah, he made fun of me for that, and I kind of just got to roll with it, But I make sure
he got rid of like 2 or 3 names, huh? It was a lot longer before, right?
Oh no, that was
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Yeah, and then there was Jarvis Green.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about Jarvis Green Ellis. All right.
That's an easy mistake, though, for sure.
That is an easy mistake.
Okay.
They played on the same team at one point too.
Okay.
Which is confusing.
Definitely confusing.
All right, let's rock. I'm sorry I keep cutting you off.
No, it's all good. That's what it's all about. It's just kind of like, we're just chilling. We're hanging, we're filming.
So you dropped the album recently, Last to Leave, right?
Yeah, Last to Leave.
You got Terminology on there.
Always.
That's how'd you link up with him? You guys go way back, right?
Yeah. We grew up together. Me, Term, Easy.
Yep.
Artisan, Deadeye, the whole group really. We're all from the same. If you're not from Haverhill, you're from Lawrence, or vice versa. We're all right there.
Yeah.
So actually, the first verse Term ever was on disc was me and Sin's album that we put out in high school.
Okay.
Is that still in circulation?
I think I might have recently. Somebody gave me a copy, and I was like, "Yo!" It was like, because at the time we were like sophomores in high school, and at the time pressing up a disc was craziness.
Yeah.
We were like the shit as sophomores that we had discs to sell in school and shit.
Hell yeah!
And it was at the time it was A&S, which was Artisan and Snuk. So we were A&S, and then Term was just starting to rap, and Term's actually older than me, so I'm like, Term's starting, but whatever. Me and Sin put the CD out, and Sin became cool with Term at Whittier Tech in Haverhill, and that was his first feature. Like the first shit we had was featuring Terminology. He's on that shit.
Dope.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
I grew up with T, and when Term and Easy got together, me and Sin were already together.
Yeah.
And at the time it was Clip and some other people, and we just kind of, a Term kind of wanted to form this. It was basically like a super group, kind of just taking like what he thought was the best rappers from our area of the 978, not the entire 978, but
Yeah.
And then obviously later down the line, Rex became involved too. But we was always family with Rex, but we just made it official, 5-6 years ago. But
yeah, for sure. ST the squad, baby.
Yeah, it's official. But I've been rocking with T since day one. I'm on everything. I ain't on everything. He got 9 projects, but
right.
I'm on T, of course, T's on my shit. Easy as well.
Yep. I noticed that. You got D's on there too. Easty mentioned before the show.
D's my guy, yo.
Yep. That track. Yeah, you were on his album last year, right?
Yeah. I think I was the only feature on his album.
That's fire.
I believe so.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, D's been around for a long time with the camp and everything. Way back.
Yeah, man. A lot
yeah.
of people don't know that and shit too, because they're watching him right now on that Facebook thing that the show off is doing.
Oh yeah, no, I remember like him and etc. back in the day, like the whole camp.
They came up off of like like I would say real battling, like when it was off the top and shit. So like and over beats and shit too, which is crazy. Like, which I could see that having a comeback too. I don't know, maybe not the off the top part, but like the beats could be dope. I don't know, but whatever. But to see him transition to that new school form of like, if these hops in the ring, dog, I want 0 parts of him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's my man.
He's a beast. Yeah,
he needs to get up to Shade 45 ASAP and just he's fucking crazy.
Murder that shit.
In my opinion, he's the best pure spitter. Like.
His punchlines are crazy. Just the videos that he posts on social media of him just, sitting in the car or whatever. Just, I love all of those.
To have a punchline,
so many punchlines.
To have a punchline every
line,
every second bar is insane to me. So every one is a lead up, 2 punchline, 3 lead up, 4 punchline is crazy to me. Like and he's up here with it too.
Yeah, you can tell he's just going off on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, pound for pound, man, he's to me the best pure spitter. Like just fucking turn him on and say go. Like I'll listen to these for hours though.
What was it like working with him, making that song, The Other Side?
The Other Side was dope. So video out now, by the way.
Yep. Yes. Love the video.
Sando Films, right?
And Rando Sando, yeah, he hates
Rando Sando.
He hated that me and Stiz named the episode that we had him on. We named it Rando Sando, and he texted us like, "Really, guys?" Fucking yeah. So I had a verse. Deez had a verse, and then I brought him to my spot. Shout out my engineer, Sir Bob Nash.
Shout outs.
Co-produced my whole album. So Deez came through. I was like, we knew we were gonna do a third verse. And I know how he works. He's fucking insane with it. He's just a freestyle artist, which I'm really not in the scheme of things. I'm more of a songwriter, and I've just always been a writer.
Yeah.
And so, but I knew it'd be dope to just get him in there and just kind of, for that third verse, just bounce ideas off each other, like literally. Yeah. So that third verse is straight up, like literally on the spot shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah. So I would write a bar or two. He would write a bar or two. We'd feed each other lines. We'd feed off of each other's lines. And, I like coming prepared to that studio. I do a lot of pre-shit here. But so I didn't want to waste time. But I knew with Deez, it's like, it's going to come quick. So we banged that third verse out on the spot. And then because of quarantine, the video shits have been a problem,
Yep.
So I had a dude that was going to shoot my video that they pulled out last second. I was like, yo, Sando, you around? He came through. We just tossed up a green screen and got it cracking, like the day that we recorded it.
Word.
Well, that's awesome, having that type of flexibility.
I did that same exact thing with the Token record. That day that we rocked, I just had them come in. I was like, yo, let's just go.
Hell yeah. It's dope when you get it in the studio with someone and you can, like, it's someone you vibe with, and you're just like, the energy's there,
Yeah, and I want to do it a lot, but I record a lot at the same spot. So, like, I don't want every single video to look like the me and Token video. So, like, and it will, because it's majority of the shit takes place there, like.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We just threw up the green screen and shot around it.
Yeah, no, but you guys make it work and everything,
Yeah, nah, shout out to Sando. He did, there's only so much you could do right now in quarantine. Like, I got a few joints on the album that should have videos by now, like the Static joint, a few joints, but like, I'm not going to New York. We're not getting the crowd for there's certain
for the live shit and everything.
Certain shots you need for certain songs, and I'm just like, it is what it is, for now.
Has anyone done a music video with mannequins surrounding them? I feel like that could be a whole thing.
That should be a thing.
I bet someone's done it.
I bet somebody
I haven't seen it, but
I'll cut that part out. I don't want to give the idea away.
Where were they using the sex dolls? Was it China?
Oh, right. Yeah, I think in the sports stadiums, yeah.
Yeah, in the stadiums.
Yeah. They were using sex dolls? I saw they were using stuffed animals and stuff. I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that they ran out or some shit. And but I think they got in trouble for using sex dolls. I've seen that shit.
That's wild.
Everyone there just gets laid so much they don't need sex dolls. So they just had all those extras lying around.
That's got to be it.
Gotta be it. Though. I like the idea of just rocking in front of a bunch of sex dolls.
Might be onto something.
Just have them with their hands up. They'll already have their mouths open.
Maybe that's where they were coming from. Like, I need a bunch of dolls with their mouths open all the time.
Yeah, right? It looks like a good crowd from far away. They got their hands up and shit.
They pump that crowd noise in through the speakers. Oh, it looks like a real crowd's there.
Yep.
That's how you got to do it nowadays.
That's some Indianapolis shit, right?
Hey,
Right, exactly.
If you were rocking in front of sex dolls, they'd already all be topless too.
Facts.
You
rock
know,
in front of sex dolls, you can rock in front of anyone.
Why aren't we doing this already? There needs to be.
I'll make that happen.
Yeah, I would. I mean, hey, if you're on stage performing and the whole crowd, the whole audience is sex dolls, I mean, that could be a whole thing too. Having to wade through them.
I'm with it.
Couldn't crowd surf though.
Another feature on your album.
Yeah, go.
C4. C4.
Yeah, the young boy from Boston.
Exactly. You got Easy, Easy Money, you got D's, you got Terminology, and then you got an 18-year-old kid.
Yes.
He's 19 now, I think.
Is he that young?
He is that young.
All right.
But you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
Because
he's wise beyond his years. We had him on the podcast a little while back with Jules, actually, too.
And he keeps
I didn't know. Yo, Jules is a fucking weirdo for not telling me that shit. I would have peeped. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have peeped that one.
Yeah,
I'm
he
a
came
fan
through.
of C4, man. I'll tell you what. Like, I'm not. I do keep my my eyes and my ears open for what's popping with the younger kids coming up and shit. And that's kind of how, like, whatever it was 4 or 5 years ago, I saw Token. I knew immediately.
Yeah.
Before he even started rocking and taking it crazy serious like that. And I don't know if I'll always be able to do it, but I always wanted to, like, even if it's just a producer, put like an up and coming or either somebody. C4 or Token don't really count in this category, but I like to put I put a producer with literally no name, just from my hometown on the first. Like, it's just about if your beats is rocking. Like, I'd rather put somebody in a position somebody might hear them or whatever. Yeah. Not that I'm in a crazy position, but you know what I mean, right? I like to work with people. I ain't about the fuck shit. I ain't about paying people for politics reasons, which has held me back, clearly, my pride and shit. But with C4, I just Jules engineers a lot of his shit.
Right.
My engineer, Jules from Stuck on Stuff, for those listening who don't know. My engineer for my podcast engineers a lot of C4, the rapper's shit, music, and he was playing it for me. I was, man, the kid is fucking, he's got some shit, and it's different, and it's dope, and his voice is dope, and it's different, and the lyrics is dope, and it's different. He knows how to pick beats. I didn't realize how young he was at the time, though. This is literally within the past, like, 6 or 9 months. Like, I just became hip. I just became hip on C4. And
I just became hip like last year probably when he put out the project with Jules with the Redline EP.
Yes. And Jules is funny because Jules be talking about a lot of projects to me and Stiz when we do the podcast. And we like, sometimes we be brushing them off and shit. And like, he finally just hit play one day. And I'm like, yo, who's the kid on that one?
Right.
And and it was C4. And I was like, man, so I did a little research. I looked up on the kid. I was like, man, I fuck with this kid. He's fucking different. He's in a dope way. He's dope.
Yeah.
So I reached out.
He's definitely dope.
I reached out. He was with it. I sent him the Gelatin Green beat, and he just wrote back that he fucked with it heavy, and then we just rocked.
Word.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I like that shit a lot. That's like one of my favorite joints, man.
Yeah, same. No, it's a great track.
And
so how long had?
My bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No,
I was just gonna say. So you had mentioned that, like, given you're in a certain position, you wouldn't hesitate to put someone like locally that you believe in on your project, just because like it gives them exposure, and why not bring up people like from your roots. So we actually, there's a yet to be released episode we have where we had just talked about this with another guest, and they were making the same point that there's some people out there that have had success, and this was kind of aimed at New England specifically. Like we're not really bringing each other up that much. As far as someone gets success and then they're kind of gone, they go somewhere else, and now they're part of another city. Not specifically, not that you have to stay local, but there is like, I think an admiration to wanting to like build up your community and not just jumping into the whoever you believe are the elites at the time, and not helping people get involved also. You should want to do that, man. Term is a perfect example of that, man. He moved to New York fucking 10, 15 years ago, whatever it was, and he still comes back. There's a lot of people that people wouldn't even know. I mean, Term puts everybody on joints, man. Term will put a lot of Lawrence cats on joints. You know, fucking Wiz Dakota, C Shop. There's a million talented kids out here. You know, maybe not a million. There's a lot of talented kids, man.
Boston, Lawrence area, Lowell and shit. And I mean, I see Millie's Millie's does it. I see Millie's was shouting out like my man Wiz Dakota and shit.
Yeah, I went to Millie's show, his show last summer, Millie's and Friends. He brought out so many Boston artists, New England artists. Wiz Dakota was there.
That's
he
right.
Brought out Token.
He brought out Token, which is crazy because it's two different audiences, but it's still
he was
dope.
bringing up like anyone who's popping from the Boston area. He tried to get him at that show. It seemed like it was dope.
Yeah. Now you should be doing that if you're doing this shit full time like them, man. You should do that.
Absolutely.
I think that's I mean, it's been something that's been missing, but like, yourself, it's been kind of starting to happen more and more around here where people are, finally not like, it's not like a crab in the bucket mentality anymore, but like
I've noticed that in the last few years, it's kind of opened up more on some love shit than on some me shit,
Yeah, I mean, sometimes obviously it still happens. Sometimes you see it here and there, but like,
of course, you always come first, right? But if you're in a dope position, which I'm not even in, but I'm just on some music. Oh shit, my shit really says Gianna up there, man. That's my daughter. That shit.
We noticed that.
There's nothing cool about that shit. That shit should say Snuk right there, man.
It's all good.
I know there's a way to do that shit.
I was thinking, is there a way to change that? Because mine says Boston's Big Four.
Boom.
I wanted to say my name.
Yeah, I just clicked on it and it says rename something.
Oh, look at that.
Perfect.
Look at that. I'm changing mine right now.
Oh, what's your
Damn, 67 eps in and you just found that shit out?
Right.
I
never even
really
I never even really looked, to be honest. I just said I was gonna change it, but I never really tried.
Were you guys always rocking it through Zoom, or was this a quarantine situation?
No, this is a quarantine thing.
Yeah. What were you rocking before?
Just live recording and then posting the footage.
But you had like the same spot always?
Yeah, we recorded here at my basement. So.
All right, dope.
Yeah.
Boston's big basement.
Yeah. All right, that's dope. that's where my studio is. My studio is in the basement of my house, man. This is like the beautiful thing, though.
And that's all you need these days. I mean, as long as you can get the right equipment down there and have your sound figured out as far as acoustics go, it's going to be the same as a professional studio. As long as you don't have people stomping upstairs, which happens sometimes around here. But
as long as you don't got them damn dogs barking.
Yeah, that's probably our biggest problem.
That's a Zoom problem, though.
That and you showing up late.
Yeah, I know.
It's on record now.
I know.
Is that
trying to get him?
Is that a Robert Williams jersey? Is that a Time Lord jersey?
No, baby. Jaylen Brown.
Oh, Jaylen Brown. All right. I like it.
So
brand new.
Speaking of jerseys, is it worth copping a Cam Newton Patriot jersey?
Yeah.
Or is it a 1-year jersey to rock?
I think it'll be fun to have no matter what.
Even if it is 1 year, right?
I agree. Yeah.
It very well might end up being like the Tebow jersey for like just a year, but like it would definitely
you didn't buy the Tebow, did you?
Did they even sell?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did they even sell Tebow jerseys?
No, ask Jack. Ask Owen. I never back in high school. I used to hate that motherfucker.
I fucking hated when he was here, dude. Even though he was just camp, I was like, I hate that he's at camp. I don't care.
Right.
I was like, I don't want him here. I don't need that shit on. He's
fuck
not
out
good.
of here. Fuck out.
Why'd they even bring him in? He couldn't throw. He was so inaccurate.
That was a Josh situation. He's making Josh happy. Yo, we'll bring him in, whatever.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
That's what I think. Fuck do I know?
Now he's playing baseball.
Is he
still doing that?
Yeah, Double A.
Oh,
yeah.
League baseball.
He hit a home run.
Double A All-Star last year.
I don't even know what to say about that. Like, is that even like the move if you're going?
You don't make much money playing.
He was an announcer at one point, right? Isn't that?
Yeah, for college, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
I think he should have stuck with that, but I don't know if he had the right.
He probably. My guess is that he sucked speaking.
Yeah.
But you would think that's way more bread than playing fucking whatever league bullshit baseball that is.
Right.
Because he wasn't in MLB, right?
No. He was in the minors. He was like
he's in the Mets, the Mets organization.
Yeah,
Double A, I think.
Okay.
He's not even playing this year because there's no minor league baseball. So he's probably not even playing.
Gotta forgive my ignorance. One thing I am not is a baseball head, so I won't even front, man. I can't fuck with baseball.
I'm
but
ignorant
all
the time on this podcast.
He got married a few months ago, so he's not a virgin anymore.
Oh, for
That's
real?
Exciting.
Yeah.
Wow, good for him.
You think that'd be bigger news? I didn't even hear that.
That is big news.
Or nothing.
Yep.
Big news in his world.
Hell yeah, right? And
Yeah.
she gotta be blazing, right? I didn't see her.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't
yeah,
see
I
it.
didn't
She's
see
got to
it.
be. She's got to
You
be.
would think.
You would, yeah.
1,000% chance she's blonde.
Yeah, that's a good chance. Dude,
Absolutely.
I'm looking this up. We can do this.
Yeah, why not? Look it right up.
You do got the technology, yeah.
Yeah.
So talk about Stuck on Stuff. How'd
Stuck
that
on-
get started? You've been doing it for how long now?
A couple years now. Same,
Okay.
about the same as you guys. Couple years. We're actually on episode 60 something or other too. So we're
Oh,
like
all right.
kind of neck and neck. Me and
Hell yeah.
Stiz, I knew always kind of wanted to. For those that don't know, Stiz Grimy, former rapper, now producer of the Hillman Morning Show on EEI, is and
Dope.
he actually started with Greg Hill when he was on AAF.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then Stiz got moved to the Maddie and Nick show, which was at 2:00 on AAF, going against fucking Felger and Maz. Good luck, kid. You can imagine that didn't last too long. Shout out to Nick and them though; they're cool people and shit. We had Maddie on our show, but
Dope.
yeah. So Stiz Grimy right now, he's still a producer on the Hillman Morning Show, and we've known each other for however many years. And oh shit, let me see this. Yeah,
Okay.
she's bad.
She's
I
not
did not.
blonde, but she is hot.
Wow, she's fucking bad. I didn't expect her to be dark haired like that. I like her.
Yeah, definitely was
Man.
expecting
She
blonde.
got
So,
like that
There's
one
a
got
picture here. This one's
There's
kind
a
of
Leah
blonde.
Remini thing going on there.
Yeah, I see that. There we
On
go.
that last one, right? Yeah,
you think
she
she's
was
a
blonde.
Damn, he looks
Scientologist?
like Gronk in that picture almost.
Yeah,
real
he
quick.
does.
Real
All right,
quick.
so long story short, I was right. She started blonde.
Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, when that became
worth
not
the
cool,
wait.
she went all black.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of bad. What the fuck were we talking about?
Talking about Stuck on Stuff.
Podcast. Stuck on Stuff.
Oh yeah. Now
And
Stiz, you know, Stiz wanted to do a podcast. I had thought about doing a podcast, but I didn't want to I didn't want to fucking pigeonhole my shit. I didn't want to get cornered into just doing this fucking because people only really know me as being an artist. I didn't want to just be fucking rapper talking rap shit constantly. Like I'm into other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a fucking wrestling dork. I love fucking football and shit. Like I didn't just want to get. And Stiz wanted to do more than me. He wants to touch on like political shit and stuff like that, which I try to stay away from. But
Horror movies that kill you.
yes, shit like horror movies.
We need to talk about that.
We could get on that next. But the long story short is that like I wanted to do one, he wanted to do one. We finally came together and said, let's just fucking rock. He had the spot at AAF on the very first one. You'll see we're at AAF recording.
Yeah.
And we just fucking sat down, did an hour-long episode and banged it out. But we wanted it to be about stuff. Like whatever stuff was popping that week, we would talk about it. Almost kind of like those pop culture shows that used to be like on VH1, like Best Week Ever type shit, you know?
Yeah.
But, But it's seen through the eyes of two Boston fucking rappers or artists, whatever, two fucking dirtbags from Boston, whatever, how you look at it. And then we just kind of kept rocking with it. Eventually, we found our groove. Stiz is way nicer with the shit than I am. He's real nice with the shit. I'm not at all. But I'm a good.
Don't sell yourself short. You guys got a good show.
No, you guys have a great show. You guys are
I'm
both really entertaining. I think you play off each other really well.
So I hear that a lot, and that's dope. I'll take that all day. I'm a good number two. He's a good what they call in the fucking radio shit. What's Felgo always say? He's a good facilitator. Stiz is nice with this shit because he literally works in radio.
Yeah.
And so he's nice with that shit. And I do think we, especially now I'll say we do play well off each other, and we kind of.
Yeah, you only get better over time. I mean, we weren't great at first. We're getting better as we go, but
it happens naturally.
repetition. Yep.
It's definitely a muscle to have conversation like on air. I think, especially radio.
Yeah.
It's a different type of conversation because it's like you can't have any, you can't have any dead.
Yeah.
You can't have any dead spots. You can't have like
Very true.
any silence at all. Yeah, exactly. Don't let me be quiet.
Nothing. Hey.
It's definitely helped me.
Yeah,
a
no,
lot.
you can't have dogs barking in the background.
Yo, this is where it helped me with, right? Like I'm more comfortable like in front of microphones and videos and shit where like I always knew I could make music, and I always knew I could hold my own with the raps. But like when I was coming up and shit, and they would put a mic in front of my face for like an interview, like I always felt like I sucked at an interview. Like I always and like because of doing a show right now, like I feel like I be talking too much. Like, I feel like I already asked you guys too much shit than you asked me. You know what I mean? But like, if I remember do you guys remember the undergroundhiphop.com?
Yep.
Yes.
The store
Yep.
over there, Ian, right? That's his name, Ian.
Yes.
The main, and they used to do the interviews. Like, you would go there to do like an in-store, right? And so like rappers from everywhere, New York, everyone would go to undergroundhiphop.com, the store, to do like a CD signing and an in-store shit. And I forget what album it was because it was 39 of them. But one year, like this was over 10 years ago, Term was doing an in-store there. And me and Hectic was with him. Shout out Hectic from ST2. And whatever, we rocked. He called me on stage. I rocked, fucking nailed it. Crowd loves it, right? Get off stage out front, and you know, they fucking, the kid Ian, who runs the joint, he starts interviewing me, and I just fucking suck, dog. I'm like, I got a new song. It's got Static Selector, I hope, and then this and that. I just fucking like not comfortable with it, you know?
Yeah.
And like I heard, so at the end of the night, we're leaving. We get him dabs. Yo, thanks for having us, blah, blah, blah. And dude pulled me aside, and it was like, yo, man, your rap's crazy. He's like, you fucking suck with the interviews, like, basically. Long story short,
everybody
he was
needs media training. That's hard.
I was gonna say, I feel like
he was like, yo, you gotta get your interview skills up, which is crazy though, because like I'm not like a shy dude in real life. Like, I'm confident. I'll engage. I'll talk. I'm a people person, like, in general. But like, something about when that mic just went like that in front of my grill, and I seen the lights on and shit, like, I wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
right. Yeah, I think it takes a certain type of person to like actually be comfortable with that stuff, like right off the bat. I think most people are uncomfortable having a mic shoved in their face and, you know, with cameras on them. It's like, it's not a natural feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
well, especially like coming off the stage or something, or like think about it, like you were just like doing your thing, like, you know, you're in a whole nother world. You don't want to sit and talk to someone for like 10 minutes or however long the interview's gonna be, you know?
Especially when you're not used to it, it's just fucking weird, man. It's just weird. Right. And when you don't 100% know who you are yet and shit, and like, which I always felt like I knew who I was, but as far as what I was giving off and portraying, I didn't want to do too much of one thing, because I didn't want to get fucking like cornered into just being this one shit. And like, you know, a lot of my group, when we were, especially early on, ST the Squad coming up, it's a lot of gangsta ass fucking dudes, and we roll with a lot of gangsta ass fucking street dudes. And like, you know, I didn't want to just be on every track talking about guns and then always get you know, street shit questions and street shit, have to deal with street shit everywhere. But I also didn't want, you know, cause like this, I'm you know, saying I'm funny is corny, but like, I enjoy comedy and shit too, so I like doing funny shit too. And like, I didn't want to get like, I didn't know exactly which Snuk to be at the time and shit. And so when a mic came in front of my face, it was just craziness, man. I'm all of these things, but I'm all in one. And like, I didn't know how to portray that. I feel like I do a good job of it through my music, but if somebody just puts a mic in and they want me to talk, at least back then anyways, I didn't think I did a good job of representing who I was 100%.
Yeah, and I think if you put a million people in that position and then polled them afterwards, they'd probably say the exact same thing you're saying. I don't think anyone feels that they can represent themselves like accurately on the spot the first time.
And like, I can't imagine people that's in like real positions. Like I ain't shit. I'm nobody. Like we're talking about people that actually have like following of like a couple 100,000 people or even millions, and they're early on and young and shit. Like, say some outrageous shit, man, or do some outrageous shit.
Right. You got to watch your every move, everything you say. Like
now, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I did want to ask, where did Snuk come from? Forgive me if this has been like spoken of already. I'm sure you've talked about these things. And did you always have Superstar with that, or is there?
Nah. So I'll tell you this: it's literally the shittiest story of all time. The word it's not on you, but it's the worst question of all time to ask.
Oh, my bad.
only because for how whack the answer is. So like, the Superstar thing came later. So my nickname when I was a kid was Snukus. The thing behind that really makes zero sense. It was just when I was a little kid, I heard somebody said the word ruckus. It might have been when Wu-Tang first came out and they were like, bring the motherfucking ruckus. It must have been that. But anyways, I just thought the word was mad funny. I never heard it before. I thought it was the silliest, funniest word ever. And then one day I was like Ruckus, and I was like Steve, and I was Steve, and I don't know if we were freestyling. I said Steve Snukus, and like it was just a funny ass.
Yeah.
It just sounded
Yeah.
like the word sounded funny to me. And
Yeah.
I was with my man Kamal and my man Vegas at the time, and we just laughed. We were like Snukus. And then like the next day, they were just calling me Snukus, and I was like, it was the weirdest word and funniest word at the time when you were a little kid, right? And then so I was like, all right. So I started rapping a couple years later, and I tried this acronym thing, and I was like, forgive me for the K, right? But it was some never understand because it's sick. And that was like when I was like 14 or 15, we put out a little CD. Like my name was Snukus, and the acronym was some never understand because it's sick. Wackest shit in the world, right? Beyond stupid and whack. But over the years, it just got shortened, like how terminologies term. So like, you know, when you're with your crew and shit, like I became Snuk, and it started in sixth or seventh grade, and I just been Snuk my whole life in the streets. Everybody always called me Snuk. Nobody knew my government, literally, until that piece of shit Facebook forced us to do that shit, right? And I almost left Facebook for doing that shit because I don't like that shit now. Now we all know each other. Government shit is weird as fuck. But yeah,
I know, right?
So my name was Snuk forever. My first CD it just said Snuk or whatever. That was my first mixtape I put out. And then what happened when I think we were working on a very early on ST the Squad project when my man Clip was more heavy into it, and I was kind of bragging and acting like a fucking diva kinda and being like, yo, fucking good luck. Like I left the booth. I had a verse. I was like, you know, good luck going after me. Like, you know, we all fuck with each other and shit, right? Yeah. And then, so like I was acting diva-ish, superstarish, and then Clip one day was like, yeah, all right, Superstar, like fucking calm down, whatever. It was something along those lines. It was like, yo, calm down, Superstar, like, you know. And then I just remember, like, literally right there, I was like, yo, that's dope. And it was the S too. It was the 2 S. I was like, yo, Superstar Snuk. I added that shit. I put an H on the end so they knew where I was from, and that was
Hell yeah.
So the reason I thought to ask that was because you had mentioned like you didn't want to put yourself into one bucket and say like I am just a rapper, like so you're wearing these different hats, and I kind of see that as like that's a superstar, like someone who does like everything. Facts. And it kind of it makes sense that that's kind of where you would manifest that. And
it's kind of where I took the where I took the name Man of 1,000 Styles too, which was the name of my first album from 2016. And a mixtape. Man of 1,000 Styles is a name I stole from Dean Malenko. I'm a fucking wrestling head. And Dean Malenko back in the day was called the Man of 1,000 Holds. You just, you know what I'm saying, grapple you up, all this crazy shit. So I was the man, I said I was the Man of 1,000 Styles because my crew, especially at the time, it was like super boom bap, especially when we were younger, right? Yeah. And like at the time, when we were kids, like shit wasn't called trap yet. It was like, I would call it the bounce. I would be like, yo, give me something with the bounce, because they knew I could do the double time. And there really wasn't, like, there wasn't these genres yet, like trap and fucking down south.
All the subgenres.
I just knew I liked that fucking bounce, man. I always did, right? And like, I was always a fan when Jay did it. I was in '94. I became a huge Bone Thug fan when they dropped. And yeah, man. So that's how, you know, Man of 1,000 Styles. That shit all ties into what you were saying about just not kind of being fucking stuck in the one thing. Like, but I'll boom bap my ass. Like, I love a good fucking hip hop beat, and I'll rap slow, and sometimes I feel like I do even better that way. But the fast shit comes natural to me too, and I love the bounce. I just love being able to do everything, man. Like when Big Pun was like, yo, how you want it? On the hardcore, commercial, whatever, I got it. Like, that's really how I felt. And like, I related to that shit when he said that shit. I felt like I will get somebody on any type of record.
Hell yeah. Even like that Doc Antle record that you dropped. Yeah. Like that shit had the bounce to it that you're talking about. Yeah, you know, like you did the 1,000 Styles in that one.
I do. I try to. That's dope that you notice. I do try to do it, and especially with like random freestyle joints like that. Like,
I mean, not to like fucking not just because you're on the podcast or whatever, but I threw it right on my Spotify playlist. That shit, like, it sounds good in the whip and everything. Like, I was bumping that shit. You know?
That's funny, Doc Antle. It's funny. I seen on the list the other day. You know how they send you like your monthly or your weekly shit on Spotify and iTunes Music, all the shit if you're an artist, and like Doc Antle would be up there, and I'm like, man, I just threw that out because I was bored on quarantine. and that shit is dope. But what I do, right, is I rap regular for most of it, and I throw the shit out for like 2 to 4 bars, and I fucking rein it back in. Like fucking Scorpion for Mortal Kombat. You throw the shit out, and then you pull the shit back in. Because you don't want to overkill it, because people are going to be like, I don't want to bump that shit. I'll never learn that shit. What's the point, you know?
Right.
But
Exactly.
It's dope to throw it out there every now and then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. No, you definitely not. I get what you're saying, because you definitely did do that too. Like, you kept it interesting. Yeah. You know, look, it wasn't.
It's like, funny because I'm known for that, for the fast shit. And if you really like actually listen to my music, I really don't make a lot of songs like that. I'll do a verse like that from here and there. Or I'll do 2 to 4 bars from here and there, like I said, and bring it back in. But like, whenever somebody hollers at me for a feature, I swear to God, it's a fucking bounce beat. It is always a fucking double time beat every time.
Yeah.
And then they want like a straight fast, like straight fast.
Which I don't care. I wrote one last night for Term. Term sent me some shit last night from Conductor. Conductor he's popping right now. He's an up and coming producer. He just got 2 joints on the new West Side Gun album. He's super boom bap.
Shout out
he
Conductor.
actually, I don't know if you heard terminologies of Vintage Horns from last year.
Yep.
Yes.
Me and Term on the title track called Vintage Horns, and Conductor produced that. So anyway, he sent me one last night, and I bodied that shit in it. Fast shit, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's easier for me to write the fast shit, to be honest, but I don't know.
Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure. I think because I started doing the shit so young.
Yeah.
Like when Bone Thugs first came out in '94. I mean, I was little in '94. I literally would hit the tape deck at the time in '94 and wait for jamming or whatever the fuck it was at the time in Boston to hit record, and then I would fucking write the words down to Thuggish Ruggish Bone.
Okay.
And I did that once before, where Eazy-E had a rapper on his shit that went kind of a little fast. BG Knockout, I think his name was. It was simple. It was like, I'm the knockout, definition of original baby gangster, which don't sound crazy to us right now, right? But I took it as definition of original baby gangster, like just that little pot. I couldn't believe that pot was real. So yeah, I always my tongue been ready since '94 with shit like that. So I always studied shit like that, and especially you know, and Jay does it, but he does it in a different way. But whatever. I don't know why it's easier for me, but I get inside the beat, so when the beat is like this and I don't know. I don't know how to explain kind of how it is.
Yeah.
That is something that I think, like, we touched upon this in other episodes. Like, there's like a flow state that, like, and I know flow is obviously like a whole part of music, but like a flow state that like your brain kind of gets into, where like you're just like, you're feeling your way through that beat pretty organically, and like that's how you like find where it hits and everything like that, and you can kind of like, without knowing the words you're saying, exactly like where all the things are. You kind of syllabled it out, and it's almost, I've heard people say like it's like filling out a puzzle, like it's going to sound like this, but you haven't got all the words for it yet. So I imagine like putting it in like that, and if it's something
if there's one syllable off or like, I don't know, I overanalyze my shit, and I'm like technical with this shit, man. That's why that Eminem interview that Crooked Eye did, I don't know if you guys watched it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Like, I never fucking watched the interview, and finally was able to like feel like I related on something that I feel like most people don't, like when he was talking about the intricacies of like the syllables and shit when you're doing certain shit. And like, if the shit is, especially with the double time shit, if one fucking syllable is missing, probably most people wouldn't notice it, but it will fuck my whole life up forever if I let it go like that. Like, it's different.
I also think it could kind of be like, to give a visual example of that, like, when people will have those like distorted, like almost like kaleidoscope, it'll be like 2 circles perfectly like inside each other, but it looks like they're like not at all, and it's almost like if you just have one syllable wrong, even if you lined everything up, it doesn't sound right somehow in the song, and that's happens to people. And like,
dude, Owen has the best analogies, I swear.
That's a decent analogy. It's
every episode.
That's all I do. I just write down possible analogies, and I'm out here.
Like, when can I use this one? This is a
right. I swear he does that.
So Easter, you rap, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've
He
been
dabbles.
rapping for a while. Yeah, I've been slacking for a while. You know.
You obviously you understand what the fucking shit is like when you get like Owen was saying, when you're basically inside a beat, man. If you're really riding, if you're really riding a beat right, you feel like you are the beat almost in a way. You're adding a different part to the beat, and it's supposed to go like that, like in the most smoothest way possible.
Yes.
And shit'll fuck you up if it's not perfect. I know.
Well, like the other thing too is like we're always thinking of shit because we have a different ear, and like I'll be like really trying to perfect like one little thing, and like I'll finally get it, but like in the meantime, like someone else isn't like someone else not with the same ear, they're not gonna pick up on that shit, you know. So like I remember like I don't know back in the day, like when I mean obviously I was like still like trying to be like a perfectionist, but like I don't know, just kind of like not crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's, like when we were all doing the group shit. Like I just remember like there was certain times where we were like, dude, you've been working on this one like piece, because we'd all do it, but like you've been working on this one piece that nobody else is gonna know except for the 6 of us that are in this room, and like
that shit happens all the time.
I mean, I wish
it's good to be a perfectionist, though. I feel like it brings the best out of you if you're trying to make everything perfect. It's frustrating as hell, but it brings the best out of you, I think.
Yeah, I'm 1,000% that way, and I overproduce. It's crazy. I don't know how to make a beat, but I'm a producer. I produce the fuck out of shit. I'm like Diddy with the producing. It's like, do that, do this. End of the day, it should be my name on fucking everything, but I didn't make the beat. But
executive producer.
Yes, I do that shit. I overproduce, and I fucking love every second of it. Like I'm heavy into like where drops need to be. I won't rock on a fucking beat unless I got the entire beat tracked out. I know a lot of cats will just rock over the 2-track and be happy with it if they can't get it tracked out. But gotta have the shit tracked out, because for me the way I produce shit is, I might just want to drop one fucking tiny little sound from a drop. It doesn't need to be the whole beat out. Like I don't know. I'm heavy into that shit, man. You
just want the hi-hat out or something.
Exactly. Yeah. I produce the fuck out of my shits. And Bob Nash, obviously, it's his fingers that's doing it. So.
Hell yeah. That's dope that you got you got your boy though. Like you need that when you're trying to like, and maybe that's kind of why like, I mean, no offense, but like to anyone, but like I don't know, I haven't had that like one person that I'm just like comfortable like 24/7. You jump in, you can do whatever. Not to jump on how you was like man of 1,000 styles, but like if you want to try something new, sometimes you ain't comfortable around like dude you only met like 2 times. You're like, damn, I don't like my melodies. Like I know for me, my melodies, I don't write hooks that great. So like if it's not someone I'm that comfortable with, I don't really want to record the hook in front of you.
If it's like, you just met the engineer for like 2 times and you're about to go in there and do some wild shit and you don't even know, like, maybe put a little auto-tune on this. You have no fucking idea, right?
Yeah, you're like, I'm trying this out, but like
you got to work with people that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah. So one thing my Bob Nash I've been working with, that's over there at Wonka Sound. That shit is the house that ST built, man. I've been working with him since I was literally a kid. So engineer-wise, I feel very, very secure, right?
Yeah.
And then producer-wise, I finally have found my guy over these last 3, 4, 5 years. My man, shout out to Paulie Cicero. He was formerly Paulie Fingers on my first album. He's Paulie Cicero now. He changed it up. And I finally have, like, I feel like I have a sound now that you can expect from me, because it's because of Paulie Cicero. Like his beats are, to me, and this is another example of what I was talking about earlier, like you guys, like, I know Term, I know Static. Like if I really wanted to like bother people, I could, right? I'm telling you right now though, my favorite producer is a random white kid from Framingham, Massachusetts. His name's Paulie Cicero.
Shout out Paulie Cicero.
Yeah, shout out Paulie.
He makes the most fierce. I'm telling you right now, he's my personal favorite producer, and that's why. If, you know what I'm saying? That's why. What is it? 11 joints. I say at least 6 or 7 of them joints say Paulie Cicero on them shits. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
It's Static Selector, L5 from Lawrence, and the rest of them shits is all Paulie Cicero.
Shout out Paulie Cicero.
Yo, the kid is fucking crazy, man.
Where can people
man.
find him? Is he on social media?
Yo, his social game is beyond corny. He's the absolute worst. He's the absolute worst.
Okay.
But yeah, nah, he is on it. It's Paulie Cicero. If you look up Paulie Cicero on IG and shit.
All right.
You wouldn't even know. He's just fucking. But that's my guy. We make great music together. I have a sound now because of him, and I got zero problems with the fact that he's not like famous and shit. I will not pay. While we're on the topic, like I know what it is. Like I know what I could have did and couldn't have done and shit. And you know, this shit has hurt me over the years, and I'm cool with it. Like my pride is an issue to me. Like I've never paid for a feature in my life. It's hurt me. I've never paid for a production in my life, and I refuse to. And I get that it's held me back. I just don't give a fuck at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And so like, and I spent my entire 20s, or I should say my teens and shit, and on my 20s just really just getting wasted and drinking all the time. And being like, yo, you know what? Like, especially when I was a teenager, I was like, yo, but I really thought like this, like, yo, I'm nice. So like, I'm good, right? Like shit is gonna pop off, right?
I got it made.
And I just never, I never went for it though. Like Term took that drive to NY. He did all the necessary steps. Term deserves everything he gets and more because he's the number one hustler in all of rap. He works harder than anybody in the rap business. That's 1,000% guaranteed. 39
albums, right?
39 albums.
Incredible.
And it's not even just the music too. It's just like he's everywhere, you ain't never there type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
But he's about that shit. I was about getting drunk and, you know, my business was at home, especially in my 20s. I sold drugs and I made rap music and that's it. And I thought I was the shit. But that didn't translate into money music-wise. But it's still something I always did because it's just what naturally I do. I don't know what else to do. But, you know, wherever I was going with that, it was just mostly because, you know, I rock with who I rock with. It's not based off like fame or features or none of that shit. And just know that anything you see on even like Man of 1,000, you know, you see anybody I get is based off either respect or you know, just respect, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah. You know, and that's one thing too, like, you know, talk about like in the younger years, like that was our downfall, like my crew's downfall. Like we just all drank out, like, you know, I don't know if you remember like the LEG like team back in the day. But they used to rock out at like the Hoppers Ferry and shit like that. Like
I remember Hoppers Ferry, yeah.
Yeah, so like that they were like the older kids, but like then me and the kid who I was most comfortable with, Pro, and I'm still like comfortable with him, recording with him and everything. He works over at Jay's studio in Brockton, at the Animal House studio.
All right.
But you know, we linked up with them and it was dope. But at the same time, it was kind of like that. You know, we got in this like comfort zone where like we were like, yo, we're like running shit and like we weren't doing nothing, you know. But we had like that. We had that same mindset too, like, you know, like.
You got to actually
like,
go for it. That's the problem.
Yeah. And like, and
talent isn't. If somebody told me this shit when I was young, that like, yo, talent just isn't enough. Because the kid that sucks at making music will pop way before you if he fucking goes for it every day. And clearly we see that because we have FM radio. So it's like, you know what it is.
Right. Hard work beats talent.
Always.
Exactly. And
but,
I remember, just to elaborate on Eastman's point, he had mentioned like a couple of people, I'm not sure you'd said someone had like bought a box of t-shirts and thought like, well, this is it. Like, it's all just going to snowball from here. Like, and it,
we like, I mean, even me and Mikey, when we just did the duo thing, like we did a show at the Middle East and we bought a box of shirts. And we were like, all right.
Couldn't tell you shit at that point. Yep.
Yeah, we're like, all right. And we sold out all the fucking shirts at the Middle East. We were fucking on top of the world.
It's a beautiful feeling when leaving that night, right?
Yeah, until like fucking like a week later when I'm like, damn, where'd all that fucking money go? I'm like, we should have put it back in the t-shirts. We didn't get more t-shirts. So what the fuck good was it? You know?
Yeah.
And that, I don't know, that like, when I say like I've been slacking, like, I don't know, I guess that was like when I started slacking, when me and Mikey started slacking. So it was like a year and a half ago. But I'm picking my shit back up. Don't you worry.
There you go.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Look,
you just dropped a track recently.
I wasted 10, maybe even more, 10, 15 years just getting fucking wasted, just being like, oh, T, you need a feature. Like, people mostly know me as being a fucking feature on term projects and shit, right? Or ST the Squad. So like the majority, if you know my name at all, it's because you heard me on a term record or something, right? So like,
or the podcast now. I feel like
now all that, yeah, as well.
Yeah.
But,
I feel like for me it was a show. I think I think I seen you on a show flyer or something back in the day, like, or not back in the day, probably only like 6-7 years ago. I don't know. I feel like the Middle East or something, and then I was like, I seen a video like right after that, and that's when I was like, oh shit, like, damn, this dude's been rocking for a while. I did some homework and shit, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I've been so that's the thing. It's crazy how long I've been rocking and how long, like, you know, featuring Snuk has been a thing for mad years. And it wasn't until 2016 till I dropped Men of 1,000 Styles that I actually dropped my own album.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's so the last 4 or 5 years, I kind of got my mind right and shit, and like, you know, taking this shit more, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's something I'm gonna always do. I just want to make dope records. I feel like I always make dope records, and a lot of times I don't even release them. But in the last few years, I've been releasing them. So, Man of 1,000 Styles was big for me because I got a deal for Men of 1,000 Styles, and I fucking in turn didn't get it for me. Nobody got the shit for me. Like, fucking
did it for you.
Shout out to Traffic Entertainment. They gave me a distro deal, put the shit in stores worldwide, and it was based off a lot of things that I learned from Term, and he helped school me along the way. This is what you need to do. You need to write it's called a one sheet. Send that to the label, blah blah blah. If they want to fuck with it, if they think they'll sell, whatever. And so that shit got Men of 1,000 Styles in stores, and this is 2016. I'm mad late. Like, I was supposed to do this shit 10 years ago. So like, once I seen that shit and I actually had a decent amount of success for somebody that don't have fucking hundreds of thousands of followers or even tens of thousands, I'm like, all right, this is dope. So like, I felt the love off the first one, and so I'm just gonna keep dropping them now.
Hell yeah, your shit's like it's like organic too, you know, like it's like straight up, like, you know, that the love for you is real. Like, you know, people know you, like, you know, even though you didn't drop your own album till 2016, like you said, you know, you've been around for a long time. People know you, and, you know, people don't forget, you know. If you're good, people don't forget. At least
out here, man, I'm hoping at least New England knows what it is, you know? Like,
I think they do. I think we do as a whole.
Yeah. I'm cool with that, man.
What was it in 2016 that made you finally decide to put a project together?
You know, I did drop mixtapes, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So like a year or two before that album, it was the Man of 1,000 Styles mixtape.
Right.
And, you know, there was another mixtape, whatever. You know, so I did it, but I was just so inconsistent. Like, so I would drop something, just get beyond wasted every night for 3 years straight, and then drop another thing. Don't take me long to drop. I literally made my other album the other day in the studio. I did it in a fucking day. Just now, granted, I'm gonna go back and fucking mix it and get the features, blah, blah, blah. But my portion is like I'm pretty quick with it, man. I come prepared. Like, it's not like something hit me in 2016, but in general, my shit has just been more together in the last, you know, bunch of years.
Yeah.
You know, wifey, I have a daughter. So, some of that shit will, you know, I won't front. Like, it wasn't like this Slane thing where I had like I'm sober now and like my mind is clear and everything. Like, yo, like I still get it in.
Yeah.
Like, So, but what I was able to do was like, I kind of like took a look at the big picture, and I was able to scale back a little. And by that, I mean, no hard liquor on weeknights. I just do beer. Like, yo, I have a daughter.
That does take resolve. I mean, that's not easy to do. Sometimes, I mean, when you get caught up in those cycles, it's definitely not easy to even step back. Some people like have to go cold turkey in
Yes, facts. And there's nothing wrong with that. Me personally, I always just have a problem feeling like I don't think I could be that guy, like at a place where like, no thanks, I can't have one single job. Like I just can't be that guy. So what I'm trying really hard to do is maybe just downgrade a little. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Well,
you know, we all have our things, yo. That's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, that was my thing, but I don't drink no more. I mean, I still
and there's nothing wrong with that, man.
I mean, I totally get what you're saying. You know, I mean, like we had a cookout on the 4th and like, you know, everyone else was here drinking and like, it ain't going to affect me. I don't care. You know, I'm chilling.
So you don't have a drop, right? Even when other people are around you?
No, I'm chilling though. But like, I was turning into a dickhead. Like I wasn't even. Like,
I know you. I can tell you were a piece of shit when you were drunk. I can tell.
Oh yeah, I was a mean motherfucker.
Yeah.
And, like,
you took your shirt off at the bar before.
He's taken his shirt off in my car before.
That's not the worst of it.
Real quick. Here's a quick story. Taking a shirt off story. Owen was there. I was at my boy went to college in Newton, and I got this was before I turned into an asshole and I got drunk, and I just got drunk and stupid.
He's right on the line. Right on the line.
Yeah. I mean, I was being a dick that night, I'm sure too. But so we left this party or whatever, and I'm like, fuck it. I don't know. I told Owen to fucking punch me because I knew I was being a dick, and and then I don't know what. So like, I think he hit me, and then like I just fucking turned around, took my shirt off. I was in a wife beater. There was snow everywhere. I fucking laid right in the snow pile. And I'm like chilling. He's like, dude, get up. You're going to get hypothermia. I'm like, nah, I'm chilling. And then I fucking book it, dude. I end up being a missing person. They put a bolo out for me because they couldn't find me.
Up.
I swear to God.
Dude, that was drunk Eastman for you.
That's a great shirts off story.
Yo, I hit the fucking emergency beacon for the campus police at 10 a.m.
Wow.
And I hit it, and it was only because I didn't know where I was. And I hit it, and they go, yeah, campus police. I go, yeah, I don't know where I am. And they go, what's your name? And I go, Dave. And they're like, are you Dave from, I went to Bridgewater State at the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, are you Dave from Bridgewater State? And I'm like, yeah, why? And they're like, hold tight. We'll be right there. And I'm like,
holy
what
shit,
the fuck
had
did
a
I
fucking
do?
Amber Alert on him. Holy shit.
Dude, they're like, we're glad you're all right. Dude.
Oh, man.
The kid who pulled up, I mean, I was probably like 20 at the time. I forget, like 19 or 20. Kid who pulled up, he was probably like 25. And he's like, you had a good night, huh? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, we had a bolo out for you. There was like, I guess state police were looking for me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think they would let you
want to
leave.
drink with you.
Yeah.
No,
you wouldn't.
I don't like dudes like that. Like, cause I'm. One thing about me,
it was stressful.
That dude.
It was stressful. Eastman was a liability when he was drunk,
yes,
but now
we all got that boy though, right? We all got that.
No,
boy
exactly. Yeah,
when they
stick to the pot. Stick to the pot.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
Calms me down.
We all got that boy. Fucking couple shots in, shirts off, ready to
right
with whoever, and it's like,
right. It's like, yo, we're just trying to chill and have a good time. Like,
yes.
I mean, I wasn't always trying to fight. I was definitely trying to like.
You were aggressive though.
That's the other thing. The party never ended either. You know.
Facts.
Oh, that's true.
And so
you could have hit me up back then, 300-400. I would have had you set night.
Oh man.
He's
doing well though. What are you, 9 months now?
The good thing is you're doing great right now.
Yes.
I'm feeling great. I mean, not that great that we were talking about before, where you're like, nobody touch me type shit. But I'm feeling great, you know.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
What's up?
Yo, life's too good right now. So
word up.
You know, that's where I'm getting my mind. I'm
cheers
getting my writing back. You know, cheers to that. I got water for you.
Cheers to sobriety.
I got my brand new motherfucking.
Oh, that thing's sick. Look at that.
East Yeti mug.
Oh, that's dope.
Boston's Big 4 Yeti's coming soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
absolutely.
Gang.
Yo, so
Keep
back to I want to go back to the podcast real quick. You guys got nominated last year, Boston Music Awards, right?
We did.
What did that feel like? That must have been pretty cool.
Felt weird because of how much shit we talked about the Boston Music Awards for 2 years straight.
Maybe it was a spiteful nomination. They're like,
It might have
these
been.
guys are
It
gonna
might
know
have
we
been.
listen now.
We definitely talked a lot of shit about the BMAs and just like, you know, as an artist, like I know that I'm not. I know when I dropped Man of 1,000 that it didn't fucking go gold, right? I understand this, right?
Yeah.
But I also know that like it was probably better than like whatever the fuck they put in the category. That
Right.
I
Right.
Yeah.
I think
So,
there's
like-
some bias that go into those elections.
there's
so,
absolutely
yeah.
some bias.
1,000%.
Absolutely.
And then I also know like some behind the scenes shit. Like I know that it's no different than anything else as far as being political. Like, you know, I'm not gonna name names and shit, but I do know nominees that are cool with people who pick the nominees and literally hang out with them and shit like that.
Right.
And when I see shit like that, and especially when I see shit don't really bother me because I know it's all fuck shit. At the end of the day, everything from that show all the way up to the Grammys is fuck shit, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
All fuck shit.
Yep.
But when it bothers me though, like it bothered me when you know you're nicer than people
Yeah.
at the thing they're being honored for. It's like it makes you feel some sort of way. Like we're human, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, but then you also don't want to get too far in that category where you're just like this fucking bummed out rapper on the fucking internet because them motherfuckers do suck. You all suck. Yo, most of you suck, straight up.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I don't want to be in that category piece of shit rapper complaining either.
Right.
Because my shitty single and pop off and get a BMA award. Like I don't
Right.
give a fuck to that extent. But I also know what it is because I know people. Like I know what it is. But you know.
I mean, you see the same people getting nominated every year, like some of the same names, and it's, you know, you can tell there's something going on behind the scenes where it's more than just who's selling the most or who's making the
Yes.
best music.
Yes.
It's more than that.
Yeah,
And
and
to
to an extent, you
answer your-
can't blame people, but I guess you can't blame people for having like those like tendencies to go for people that maybe in their minds are bigger. Like I guess
Yeah,
if you know someone more,
yeah.
you might be thinking that they're bigger, so you're kind of
Oh.
affirming yourself that way.
And if you're on that board and you fucking know somebody personally, you're probably listening to their shit. more
Right.
So
Exactly.
But when it becomes clear, like there's definitely a chance I think those people have to step back and realize, like, I think you can tell, like, we're all picking the same people here. Like there's
pretty
some-
much, yeah.
Yeah, and that's
I will, to answer the question though, as far as the podcast, the Stuck on Stuff podcast being nominated this year, that was actually the first year that the Boston Music Awards even had that category for
Right.
for podcasts and shit. And so I was like, yeah, you know, it's dope. And then when I saw the list, I was like, oh shit, there's like fucking 19 motherfuckers. I was like, like they just reached out to podcast, but it wasn't that many. I'm exaggerating, but like it obviously felt dope to be nominated for something. But I remember at the time telling Stiz, like, I might have said it on the show, but if not, I said it in real life. I was like, you know, it just is crazy, like how much time and effort I put into writing like dope songs and shit. And
I remember you saying that on the podcast.
Yeah,
I remember
and
you
then
saying that. Yep.
to get nominated for just we literally do what you guys do. We plug this shit in and we hit record and we start talking shit. And I remember telling them, yo, we got nominated for talking shit. I was like, man, I put so much fucking effort into what I do, like songwriting wise.
Yeah.
And I was like, so in that way I felt weird about it. But you know, we put the video out because it was comical. It was like, oh, we switched sides. Yo, we fucking love the BMAs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we did talk, if you listen to the show, that, you know, we talked mad shit about them specifically, but not just, you know, all of them in general. You know, I know Derek Lemire he did for 1 year. He did a New England musical or hip hop awards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I do remember that. Yeah.
He did that like a couple years ago up in Hampton Beach. And I went to that. Millie's went to that. Term went to that. We were just, we're close to Hampton up here in Lawrence and Averill, Lawrence. So, you know, that's not where I'm at now. I will not disclose my location, but
No worries.
But you know, it's close for us to go to Hampton. So let's check this out. Fucking New England Hip Hop Awards. Maybe it's different than BMAs, right? You know, Derek Lemire, yo, we're gonna be different and all this shit, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it was the same shit, but he didn't do a second year or a third year, so that must be a wrap. I don't know.
Probably costs
Yeah, I
more. It's probably expensive, I imagine. I don't know that you really make much money off a show like that.
Yeah, especially if you're like pressing up fucking trophies and shit or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. I don't know what they were giving out. But,
plaques or whatever.
yeah. But now the
Piece of
BMA, it was,
paper.
come on, it's always, at the end of the day, man, you talk shit, it's always cool if somebody fucking, I don't know how it works in there. I know there's a bunch of people that pick shit for the BMAs.
Yeah.
Somebody obviously must have offered us up at the table. And,
Yeah.
you know, for that, I'm cool with it. You guys got a dope thing going on here, too.
Yeah, we're hoping to get nominated this
Trying.
year. But if
Yeah.
it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's
Yeah,
not
if
a
we
big
don't,
deal.
then who cares? Who
Yeah.
even cares about the BMAs?
So,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. If it
exactly.
don't happen, it's fuck the BMAs. If it
Right.
happens, yo, everybody vote right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
'Cause
That's
we
how
in
we're
the
looking at it.
But real shit, the dope shit about it is just being in the building that night and mingling and shit and
Yeah.
meeting dope people and shit like.
I
met
went
a bunch
just to
of dope
go. It
people
was
that
fun, yeah.
Yes. Oh, did you go to last year's one?
Yeah.
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 It's dope.
Yeah.
I mean, I was meeting people that was mad cool, and they're like people I would never know otherwise. Like meaning like they was like in a rock and roll category or some shit.
Right.
Something I know zero about. Like, and you know, you chop it up, you meet people. It's a dope experience.
Yeah. The
That's
performances
all
were dope too.
Yeah,
Jack
dope
had a press
performances that
pass,
night.
and I'm so jealous. I wanted
I did
one.
have a press pass.
How'd you pull that off? But your boys were not.
It's one for org, I guess, is what I've been told. I, don't
I
know
think
if
you
that's-
guys could have got one.
Dude,
We'll
I
get-
should have applied.
You should have.
I didn't even think
You
about
should
it.
have.
Next year.
Yeah, I didn't, but yeah, I don't know. I remember Jack got the press pass. He had his fucking little camera in there.
Oh yeah,
So
I got
Jack
I had the
Savino-
smallest camera of anyone. Everyone else has like these huge professional cameras. I got like my little Sony.
Hey,
but-
if it shoots HD, it doesn't matter.
Go back and peep the whenever you're bored one day, peep the what's the Boston Calling episode of Stuck on Stuff when Eminem was the headliner last year or whenever it
Oh,
was.
right.
And there's a crazy story about us how we used Stiz's press pass. Like we weren't supposed to be in like the LL spot.
yeah.
I finagled some ill shit with like the security every time we went through. It was
Hell
dope.
yeah.
Hell
That
yeah.
always
So
feels
you got to
good.
do what you can do sometimes, man. You just just
Absolutely.
act like you're supposed to be there, and somebody might think you're supposed to be there. You
Yeah.
know?
In
Right.
situations like that,
Yeah.
maybe like forgery isn't such a big deal, right? You
Not
know,
really.
fake passes. What?
Not an issue.
Fake passes
Me-
are real passes.
Me and Jack fucking, we pulled a little sneakeroo one
Yeah,
time.
we snuck
you
into
go.
you know the movie The Other Guys with Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell, yeah.
We snuck into the premiere for that movie back in what was it, like 2011 when it came out?
Yeah.
But
Pretty
there was
badass.
like Troy Brown was up in there. Teddy
Yeah.
Bruschi was in there.
Oh, you're talking about like the fucking
the
not the
party.
regular movie theater.
No,
the,
like the
yeah,
actual
no.
party,
viewing,
the premiere.
viewing.
Yeah. The viewing party and like the after party. And so like
Dope,
we're
dope.
like walking through and we with one of our other boys and we're like, yo, what's up with all these people in the suits? And then like we saw like one of the Pats or something. And then either you or Burke was like, yeah, it's the other guys, like their party or something.
Yeah.
So we fucking went to we ran to our houses, grabbed suits. Jack's dad hooked me up with a suit. So I fucking threw it on. We're walking up, we get these
Dude,
bracelets.
where was I?
Yeah, where were
When
you?
did this
I don't
happen?
That was a
I
while ago.
Dude,
I'm
we
Yeah,
got
we
the
get
bracelets.
bracelets. People are walking out of the party, and we took their bracelets from them. They gave them to us, and then we went to
Yeah.
this pizza place, used their stapler, stapled the bracelets on, and then got into the party.
That's dope.
Dude, this
we
is
were
like
walking-
007 shit.
Yeah, right.
That's
And then we're in
Yo,
there
we-
for about Burke brought an apple. He was like, "I'm gonna say this is for Mark Wahlberg." He was like, "I'm gonna say I brought fruit for him."
What the fuck?
Well, dude,
and then
that-
we were in there. We were in there for like 10 minutes, and then some guy was like, "Let me see your wristbands," and he saw the staples in them and asked us to leave.
Less
when we were
successful than I
walking
expected.
in,
Yeah.
we like tried when we first walked in, we like snuck in the side and there was a cop sitting right there and he looked at us and fucking started laughing as we walked
Also, it
in.
was 21 over. It was 21.
Yeah, that's what it was too.
Yo.
And we were like 18 at the time. I looked like I was like
Oh,
15.
boy. Yeah, you guys
Oh, yeah.
messed up.
Jack
I
didn't
didn't-
have that huge beard going on.
No, I
Yeah.
had
That
a
shit
baby
reminds
face.
me of like the early days at Middle East, like when Leeds, it was Leeds, like Leeds would be doing shows, but like when I was younger, like trying to get like I was way younger too, so it's not as creepy as it sounds, but trying to get a younger bitch in that wasn't 21, so they didn't have the X on the hand. They used to do the X on the
Yeah.
hand if you was 18 and over show, right?
Yeah.
But you
Yep.
weren't 21, so they knew you couldn't drink. And like I would get my shit on, and try. Yo, them fucking joints were mad tough, right?
Mm.
The wristbands.
Yep.
And if you were able to get them on to get it, put it like on somebody else and get it back on and have that shit look natural, it was crazy. Leeds will hate me if he hears this shit, but yo, I used to do that shit all the time, yo, all the time.
Dude, we did a show. We did a show at the Middle East, like probably like 5-6 years ago, and it was fucking sold out. My boy was there. He fucking first he got kicked out because he was so drunk he fell through the merch table.
Love it.
Oh,
Then,
that was Billy John's, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
You
then,
just
out
blew up
Billy
his
Jones.
spot, bro.
My bad.
Shout out
Then
Billy Johns for the fucking Dudley boys through the table, actually.
he went through the table. They kicked him out. He bought another ticket, got back in.
Oh my God. I think I
Then,
remember this night.
but they let him back in with a under 21 bracelet, so he couldn't drink
So he
anymore.
couldn't drink, yeah.
So one of us goes up and gets him a beer. He's standing there with a beer in the middle of our set. He gets pulled out again. The
Yanked.
security sees him drinking. Pull him out, kick him out. He fucking, what did he do? He changed his shirt or something?
Oh my
Third
God.
time's a charm, kid.
Dude, he was coming down the stairs, and the dude came flying down the stairs after him, grabbed him, and fucking
Yanked
ripped
him.
him out.
Damn, I forgot about that aspect of it too. Like when you do have girls in there that got the exes, or even your mans, you get people in there and they had the exes, but like trying to sneak them the beers, right? Remember that?
Right.
Yep.
I forgot about that. And then because every time they go like this, there's a giant fucking X right here. And
Right,
security guards like that. Like,
Exactly.
Dude, they're hawks down there. They really are. They don't fuck around.
Well, it's not a huge room. You can see everything. I mean, if you're like
true.
a little bit raised up, it's
what's
not
the
like
most popping, like shoulder to shoulder fucking show that you ever been to as a fan at the Middle East downstairs?
Oh, man. Maybe
Dude,
it's the
me and
Talib Kweli.
Me and
Talib?
Jack fucking-
Talib
Yeah.
Kweli, it might be. Yeah, that one was
Right.
good. Slaughterhouse was dope too.
Yeah, dude.
Slaughterhouse.
We
Wow, I
fucking
didn't see either of those shows.
we went to the Red Sox game and then we left.
And then we went to
Fucking-
Slaughterhouse after.
And we
That was
got
a
into
great night.
Slaughterhouse after, and fucking right when we walked in, Joel was just starting with an acapella. We saw like their whole set.
That was wild.
That's dope.
And then I don't know. I did. I seen Prime there. Prime was crazy. That was a wild show.
Was Deadeye at that show? I seen
Yes.
footage of that show. That show looked
Yes.
crazy. I couldn't make it to that one. I heard the one. Sucks, man. I didn't get to either of these battles. But when Primo battled, who did he battle? Pete Rock.
Yep, Pete Rock.
I heard that shit was one of them joints that you couldn't even walk through, like shoulder.
Yeah.
shit.
I heard it was like 150 degrees in there or something. Like it was
Yes.
crazy hot.
That's the worst when it's like that. But
Oh, it's
the most popping one I seen like that, like it was so packed, is like it was either maybe it was the Bone Thugs and Harmony one.
oh, yep.
I think I went with Deadeye to see Bone Thugs. That was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. That shit was longer, probably 6 years ago. No Busy Bone either. That shit was crazy packed. I heard the Dipset one, or it was either Cam or it was Dipset. I heard that one was crazy. But
Was
you
that
gotta
a couple
understand that.
years
What's
ago?
the max? What's the max in there? It's 5 something. So I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
you get a big name in there. Your shoulder to shoulder. You know,
Right.
I like it when there's a little breathing room in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
But still popping, like there's people all the way to the back, but you can still kind of walk through if you need to.
Right.
Yeah,
Get some
move it.
air for a second. Yeah.
Well, the Slain and Terminology show, when they dropped that album,
The anti-hero show.
that show was fucking packed.
I bet
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So I-
dope. It's crazy whenever we do a show with Slain, right? Because it's just a bunch of wild Puerto Ricans and then a bunch of bald white Irish-looking dudes.
Like this guy. Like
with
this guy.
tattoos. Yo, but they be having fucking. They
Yeah.
look like they'll be like biker-looking dudes in there and shit. Like
Yeah.
it's just very easy to be like, who's there for Slain and who's there for T.
Yeah.
And like, but the beautiful thing is never been like no issues, no fights, no nothing between like the randoms. But
Oh,
that
yeah,
yo,
that's
a
good.
Slain term crowd is always a mad interesting crowd to me.
Yo,
That's
it just
funny.
popped up on my memories. I went to Nonfiction like 4 or 5 years ago out at the Palladium, and it was Nonfiction and Slain, and fucking Slain brought Term out, and that's when they announced the Anti-Hero album, like at that show or whatever.
So
But
That's
like
fine.
it popped up in my memories because Term came out and did Watch How It Go Down, and fucking I think they actually did a song off Anti-Hero that they already had. because I think that's how they introduced it. They're like, yo, we're doing a collab album, and like basically like here's one.
That album got some fucking joints, man.
I love that
Oh,
album.
yeah.
I love that album. I did a write up on it, I think. When
I literally sent Slane an email last night. Still waiting to hear back. Let's see what happens. I got an idea for this new album, so we'll see where that goes.
Word.
Dope.
We got to.
You at least had the feature with him before. You guys had that sucker motherfucker.
Yeah, the sucker.
Yeah.
Sucker motherfucker with Slane and Jason. That's on the first album. You suck, a real sucker motherfucker. That's Jason always hit me up to this day, even though the album's mad old now, 4 years old. He's like, yo, you gotta shoot a video for that, fam. I'm like, yo, I already dropped a new album.
I know. Hey, I did have a question about the album, by the way. So I know you work quick. Was this album just a spur of the moment because you were quarantined, or were you already working on this for a while?
It wasn't spur of the moment. I'm constantly making music, right? And what happens is like I end up I would imagine like any other artist, like I always like fucking last minute add shit and then minus shit and then minus shit and then add shit until I feel like I have a perfect fucking product. I thought this one. Also, I'm a less is more. I always subscribe to less is more, whether it's how many tracks or how often you drop. I think fucking, quality over quantity. I always been that type.
Yeah.
Leave wanting more and shit. Like,
Well, I was gonna say that's definitely a good thing about you because you got people wanting more. Like. Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. There's only 10 tracks on this album. It's 11 cuts, but one is just a little skit. So it's 10 tracks.
That's a good number, though. That's a good number.
I fuck with 10. So when I was in the studio the other day, I bang out whatever 6-7 joints. I'm like, that's it. Because going forward, I was only gonna do EPs or just /single/videos because that is 2020. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
I was like, this is my last album, so I'm just gonna drop them more frequently with 5, 6, 7 tracks, just EPs. You know how Griselda does, how everybody does.
Yeah.
And so I bang out like 6-7 joints the other day, and Deadeye's like, yo, but why don't you just make 1 more, 2 more joints in this album? You could charge more. And I was like, oh, he's right. Technically, I technically never dropped an EP. I think you charge less or something when it is. Not that's not even the reason why I do it. So I technically don't give a fuck, right? So like. He's right though. I'm just probably I know me. I'm gonna end up doing another joint or 2, and just having it be probably
an album.
I guess, yeah.
Well, why not? You're already right there. Unless it's like something that unless you stick. You want to stick to your guns. You just stay. Do it as you plan.
One thing I am gonna do going forward though is I'm gonna drop and then drop and then drop and then drop. Where in my head, when I was younger, coming up, I was like, "Yo, this is dope." Like they ain't heard me in 3 years. Like when I drop, this is gonna be dope. But then I remember that I'm not fucking Jay-Z. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
plus, it's different nowadays too. With you gotta keep people's attention because there's so much shit out there.
Exactly. So it's more beneficial to you to just drop a single once every fucking 2 or 3 months and just push the fuck out the single. I know. But I just fucking create so much that it's probably gonna be more than the single. I won't front. You know what I mean? It's gonna be
yeah.
Well, the video single that's like you said, it's 2020. That's kind of how it is. And that Doc Antle record that it was like a short, and you made it right on your the video. You did it right
shit
on the
was
phone.
I was actually gonna have somebody come here and shoot something real quick. And then fucking, I forget what happened. And then Stiz Grimy actually was like, yo, do a Triller. And I was like, I downloaded Triller. I did this shit mad quick, few takes, boom, just put it out. Just quarantine is a weird fucking time.
Yeah. It's like we're all kind of trying to learn how to navigate this thing. Nobody really knows the best strategy right now, but we're all kind of just trying different things.
It's crazy because how much money I pay for Xfinity and shit and I was watching whatever it was last night. Didn't really matter what channel. Every channel I put on, the shit looked like this. What I'm looking at right here. I'm talking about #1 fucking news channels, like
Right.
fucking sports, any of the sports channels. They look
Everybody's zooming.
this, my guy. I'm
Yeah.
paying
Yeah.
bad bread to watch Zoom on TV right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you really think
No
about this
sports,
shit.
nothing.
Yeah, it's crazy, and like we're paying mad bread for that shit. Like, but yeah, it's just a weird ass time. Everything looks like this right now, like entertainment, visual.
Yeah.
Mm.
Zoom is having themselves a year.
Yeah, there's a few people that popped off during quarantine. Zoom is probably in #1 on that shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I heard the guy already made like, God, I forget what it was. He's made over, I got to look it up. The amount that he's made this year already is ridiculous. The guy who founded Zoom.
You got to, because Zoom was probably popping before
Yeah,
this shit.
I was using it at work.
But
before
now it's
this,
like
so-
everyone's talking about it. It's the
Yeah.
new, it's, you know, it's how we communicate now. Before we wrap up, we got to talk about Stiz Grimy watching that movie.
I was gonna say I've been dying to get to this, dude.
So he's
All right,
still
so
alive, right?
I seen the clip of Stiz doing that. He's clearly
Yeah.
still alive. I
I'm
didn't
also
watch
still
that.
alive. I watched the movie.
You
All right,
watched
tell
it?
him, tell him what the
Yes.
fuck you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, everybody,
All right.
just some preface here. Stiz Grimy, this is how I discovered it. He put out a short video. I actually don't think, I said it was a story, I think off air, but I think he did post it. Of
Yeah, I think so.
he explained that there is a movie that allegedly the viewer dies at some point after watching the movie, either during or after watching.
And
the
then he
movie.
gave mad like crazy literal examples, right? Of like
There's like a
Yes.
long history of people watching this movie.
long history, and then like
from the
they
80s.
finally found it in the vault like years later, and then they watched it in a movie theater, and like people in the movie theater died. It was
Right.
just crazy shit.
What is-
Death was always tied to this shit. Kind of.
Yes.
Is this movie The Ring?
No,
No.
well, it's
Is it-
kind of the same concept, but there's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the folklore
Except
about
like
the
real
film.
life, right?
Yeah, well, so I guess disclaimer, it's not real, but the
What's not real? What's not real? The movie or the part that
well,
you died,
so
right?
the movie is real. Obviously, you don't die because I did watch it, but the stories around it are like, so it's almost like the Blair Witch Project, where it's
Right.
it's like they tell you that in the beginning of the movie, but it's like part of the movie. It's not like they like do that and then they're like, oh, by the way, you should stop watching at this point. We're going to show you the banned footage. And then at the end, they like explain like how they put it together. But it is like a movie that came out in 2018. It's not actually from the 80s. But
Really?
it's like, yeah.
Interesting.
And it's funny because I was reading some of the criticism about it and it was, because it's if you watch it, like they just basically put like a sepia filter on it and just like make it a little grainy. It's still like high def, like the footage,
Crazy
like
high def stuff.
but
I
it's
feel
like,
like the way
they try
Stiz
to-
described it though is like the actual movie was like from back in the day. I felt like.
Well, they
Right.
so basically what he described, and I was like, that's why the same day I saw him post that, I like found the movie and watched it. It is on Amazon Prime if anyone's trying to watch it.
Yeah, I heard that. I seen people in his comments.
right.
Yeah.
So basically, he's a lying piece of shit.
No, I mean he got me to watch it. It was good marketing. But I was like, I'm looking at it thinking like, but the movie was like, it was pretty creepy. It was basically like this girl and her little brother are trying to dig a hole to hell to redeem the soul of their dead dog. And
Of course, Stiz watching that piece of shit.
dude, it was kind of weird. And I mean, it leaves like a lot like to your imagination, but it was pretty interesting. I was curious if you had watched it because like before learning like because it's one of those things like I don't know if you guys had ever seen that mermaid documentary that came out like 5 years ago where they
No.
were like they were dead
No.
serious.
I haven't seen any mermaid documentaries.
It was
no.
basically like a Bigfoot thing, but they fronted like they had found mermaids, that they had videos of mermaids from submarines, and this like scientist just sat like in this room and he's like, yes, so like we've seen this and this is what happened, and they were dead serious about it, but it was fake, the whole thing. It was on like Discovery Channel.
That's
And I
so
was-
corny, man. Because then that blurs the word documentary. You know what I mean? It's
And
like,
there, so like the criticism of like there is a disclaimer, but it's like really small and it's at the super beginning and they have it really briefly. Like it's so easy to miss. And I like read about that later because I never saw the disclaimer. I just remember being like, "Oh, this is a real documentary." They had like
you were halfway in, like, "Oh shit, it's really mermaids."
I watched the whole thing and I told people about it, and then later I like read about it, being like, "Oh, it actually was fake. You got to be kidding me!" So that's like what this movie was kind of like. The whole thing, like if you just watch it, it's like they say that this is real, but when you like research the movie, it was made in 2018, and it's like it is fake. So I was like,
wow.
I was
I want
into it
zero
in the
parts of
beginning.
that. I want zero parts of any weird fucking movie Steve Grimey tells you to watch. I don't watch.
I didn't want to blow up his spot and say it was fake, but I needed to know immediately when I heard about it.
So
I was
all
like,
those
"Does a movie
stories,
kill you?"
stories about like the movie theater burning down, that's all
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah,
It's
what
like
is that
fake?
from?
It's from the same movie. Like in the first like 20 minutes, they like explain the lore of the movie. So that's like
Within the movie, like inside
Yeah.
the movie, they do that.
it starts like as if it's a documentary, and they're like talking about the movie. And there's like a guy who's like an expert on the movie, and he's like, "I've never seen it, but from what I understand," like, and he starts like explaining it. And then like then they're like,
It's not a bad idea. It's pretty smart actually.
I
Yeah.
watched it. Yeah,
As
it
far
was
as
entertaining.
getting people to watch your shit.
Oh yeah. That's so the original movie came out in the 80s though, right? Like I'm
No,
confused.
2018.
So there's no original movie. Like
No,
So-
and that's why I was saying like the original
Okay.
movie that they show is in like high definition, like it's good quality video that they
All right,
basically just
so
put like a filter on. To
it
make
was all a
look
lie.
shitty.
So even more zero chance that I watch that shit ever in my life now.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, but it was interesting, and they show like fun thing. I like to see like imagery of all that stuff, so it's kind of fun. You know, if
All right,
you ever seen.
let's before we wrap up, let's talk about some stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Talk about some stuff.
So
do we got?
earlier today, I seen I'm sure you guys seen this. Elliot Wilson, a bunch of people posted this. The shit Vince Staples said. He said, I'm gonna quote it. That's why I'm looking down. Atlanta got the best rappers ever, and it's not even close. Just curious what you guys think about that statement.
No, I mean, Atlanta has some great
community-
rappers. Atlanta has some great rappers, but to say it's not even close is like that's biased. That
so
sounds
I-
like someone from Atlanta said that, but he's not
Exactly,
from
right?
Atlanta.
Yeah.
I think
Wow,
Atlanta
yeah.
builds each other up
Yeah.
more than anyone else, and we
I'll give them
mentioned
that.
before.
No, yeah,
them
absolutely.
in Texas. Them in Texas.
Yeah. No, they kind of like set the blueprint for like kind of working together as a city. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, but they're
no, I
definitely
don't
not-
agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Here's what
Yeah.
happens.
As far as-
Sometimes people use the word best or greatest when what they mean to say is favorite, and it's
Yeah.
it's two different
Right.
things. I always say when people ask me, yo, who's the best rapper ever? I always stop them in their fucking tracks. I'm like, are you asking me who's the best or the?
I always say that
greatest?
too because
Or
my
you asking me
top
who's
10,
my personal favorite.
my top 10 favorite is different from my top 10 greatest ever.
Thank
you.
you.
Know? Like,
There's a difference. So for somebody, especially in a position like that, to say the best come from Atlanta and it's not even close. Like the best, he basically means his favorite rappers is from Atlanta, basically.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what the fuck
and it's
he's
like
meaning.
what kind of rap are we talking about? Because Atlanta has a lot of Gucci Mane and 2 Chainz and
Right.
like
And
stuff like that. But then they have
Houses.
Andre 3 Stacks
Yeah.
and like so it's like which are we talking about? You
Vince
know,
Staples must have forgot about Brooklyn for a second, and then
seriously.
and
Like I
Queens.
think of
no
New York.
shit.
I think New York is the hip hop capital. Like
So since that shit dropped today, like the Atlanta got the best rappers ever, not even close. So who really does? And it's not even close. For me, I would say Brooklyn, and then secondary, I would probably say Queens.
yeah. But New York as a whole, New York City as a whole,
Yeah,
Has-
you
has
can.
the best.
I wouldn't
mean,
know
yeah,
enough
if
to
you're
break
gonna-
it down into the boroughs like that.
Brooklyn's
Okay.
definitely
If
top
you want to do it by state, then it's too easy. It's New York.
right.
Yeah,
But no,
Too
yeah,
easy.
if you go by the boroughs, it's got to be Brooklyn because you got Jay-Z and Biggie. I mean,
You got
I
Jay,
mean,
and
Big,
Fab,
Fab,
yeah, no, and tons of like underground
a
talent,
million
a
rappers.
million.
I mean, I catch a ton of heat for this, but like, I respect Jay and I respect Biggie, but I don't know. Then this is a favorite thing. They ain't.
He's going to Queens, I could tell.
He's a Nicki Minaj fan. That's what it is.
This is oh yeah no I don't. I mean, I always I loved like Tupac, and I loved
Pac's my
But-
favorite.
yeah
All right,
Tupac.
in a rap
Tupac.
battle, who would win, Tupac or 6ix9ine?
Oh, well, Obviously, that's Pac.
Next question.
But to answer,
That was the worst question I ever
My
heard.
bad, bro.
that was almost as bad as how you got your
Hey,
name.
you got your name, yo.
Queen,
but Queens, because Queens, you got Nas, you got Mobb
Yep.
Deep, you know,
50
Yeah.
Cent? 50
Yeah,
you got
Cent?
50.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Correct.
I'd have to
everyone.
Harlem's got a good cast too, though.
That's true.
You got
Cam,
Cameron, Joel
Big L.
Santana. You got Big L.
Big L.
Oh, Big L. Yikes. That really evens the playing field right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
tough.
shit like this, man.
Um,
But I brought that up because it's a dope topic. But for him to say that shit today, Atlanta, and then to say it's not even close, 1,000,000,000% bugging.
oh yeah.
First of
fuck it.
all, like, music is subjective. You can't say it's not
That's-
even close. You know what I mean? No
Exactly,
matter what
yeah.
you're talking about. If you're talking about your top 5, you can't say, "Oh, Biggie's the best," and it's not even close. Tupac's
Not when you
the best,
use the
it's
word
not
when you
even
use the
close.
word best. You can't do
No,
that if you use
you
the
can't
word
do
best.
that. It's subjective. He might be the best to you, but his music
Right,
didn't connect
which
with
means
other
he should
people
be
the way it
using the-
connected with you.
Which means he should be using the word favorite.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's what he meant. He meant favorite.
Cause yo, let's not get it twisted. We love 3 Stacks. We love Luda. We love T.I. Like
Oh
these are
yeah,
fucking
absolutely,
amazing rappers. Like,
absolutely.
but I don't know, Jay. They ain't fucking with Brooklyn or Queens in my opinion. But
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. I
Yo.
agree.
Yo, quickly, yo, I just want to mention this shit because I don't know if I'm doing a podcast this weekend. On the way, like literally 10 minutes ago before I got on here, I had to hit the store real quick, get something for my daughter. And I had the Sports Hub on like I always do. Sorry, Stiz. And it wasn't a regular cast. I didn't recognize their voices. They were like fill-ins or something right now. And it was
Yeah.
the Late Show, so it would have been the Adam Jones type of
Right.
hours.
Yeah.
But they were fill-ins, right? Because they're vacation people. The motherfuckers were playing Cameo Roulette. I swear to God, that's a game I created on Stuck on Stuff 2 weeks ago. And
No
we've been
way.
doing that shit for 2 weeks straight. I'm pulling into the driveway, and these motherfuckers are on Cameo guessing the prices of celebrities and shit. I swear to God, that is a
Wow.
Superstah Snuk exclusive. A Stuck on Stuff exclusive. I don't know.
Wow.
So they're
Now,
listening.
granted,
We're gonna have to
Oh,
put
they're
this
listening.
out.
You know
Granted,
they're
it's-
listening.
It's not the most original shit in the world, and I can picture somebody in a different and a bunch of
But
different.
the timing is questionable for
The
sure.
timing is super questionable because I know there's some people from Sports Hub that follow.
And
So
radios
Absolutely.
are struggling right now, so
Yes,
they're
right.
looking for
They're
anything.
they're turning to podcasts to look for content. Probably,
Yeah.
I bet they are.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying. We came up with that shit on Stuck on Stuff 2 weeks ago.
Hey,
We did it
Sports Hub.
two weeks in a row.
They've been listening.
Come
They've
on,
definitely
guys.
been listening.
Get your shit together,
I
guys.
just
Stuck on
became
Stuff is a
Robert De Niro.
podcast.
I know, right? Well, hey, we appreciate you coming on. Next time, hopefully we ain't quarantined. We'll all meet up in the basement or whatever.
Yeah, man. Let's get in.
Kick-
So next time I drop an album, we come on, we talk about it.
Yeah,
Let's do
absolutely.
it for sure,
absolutely.
brother. Whenever you want to come on, you're welcome.
Yo, last to leave.
Yes, all platforms.
Make sure you go all platforms. I got it on Spotify.
Yeah.
That's just my
Yo, and
preference.
then, like-
my favorite,
What?
Spotify. My favorite.
Spotify's your
platform.
favorite?
Yeah.
The motherfuckers
Yeah, I
give
go
me
with
the least amount
Spotify.
of money out of everybody. But
Oh,
they're
really?
everybody's favorite. Yeah. They're the worst.
You're on Tidal. Or do
Title
they-
gives you the most. Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And there's one more, right? Who started the other?
It's
Is there
a- it's-
another one?
Apple
So,
Music.
Well,
This is
Apple
the weird.
Music,
So Title will give you the most amount of bread per spin, right? But there's the least amount of people on Title.
Yeah.
right.
Spotify, you get on these crazy playlists and shit, and in general, people are fucking with Spotify, but they pay the less. But
Yeah.
you get a lot more spins on there because it's just kind of what everyone's on, right?
Right.
Yep.
So it's this weird ass thing. Apple's somewhere in the middle. I'll break it down to you real quick. Per 1,000 spins, right? Per 1,000 spins on iTunes or Apple Music, averages about somewhere around $15 you get for 1,000 people playing your shit, right?
Okay.
The Spotify equivalent of 1,000 is about $7.50, somewhere around there. So it's like half of what Apple's giving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know the exact breakdown of Title, but they do more than all of them. But again,
Damn.
not as many people's on that shit. Most people's on Spotify. Because the thing about Spotify, you get on a playlist or you get on the shit, and you're getting out there more on Spotify, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Spotify's
like-
more of like a social platform. You know what I
Take
mean?
some,
Like
you
you can
lose some.
share playlists and stuff. It's like it's a better way to spread the word, but I guess they don't pay as much.
Exactly. It's a better way to get out there, and it's a better way to
Right.
spread the word.
Yeah.
So
Hell,
get it how you get it. You know, it is. What
hell
it is.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, boys.
Well,
Yeah. We
thank
appreciate
very
you
much,
coming
brother.
on.
Yes, we'll talk to
Yo.
you soon. Congratulations. On the
Superstah Snuk
album.
on everything. Stuck on Stuff is the podcast. Last to Leave is available everywhere. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
No
man.
doubt.
Thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you, brother. Cheers.
Cheers.